We're a couple weeks into this move and we're learning a lot really fast.
The good and the bad.
Exactly. Well, here we are back in the pickup truck. We've dropped 3 kids off this morning at 3 different locations, but we wanted to bring the older 2, and of course, well, Ruth, she just kind of tags along wherever we go. But we're heading down to close on the property, and behind us we have a large stock trailer full of barn stuff. We wanted the barn back home to look a little bit bigger, so we kind of emptied it out and put everything in here. We're going to bring this down and drop it to the property, but we really don't know where because, well, there's no structures. Well, there's structures that are kind of falling down, so we're kind of trying to figure out where we're going to put this and whether we can even get on the property because the neighbor, kindly enough to prevent looters, he's cabled off the front entrance and put a gate, and I don't know if we can get a hold of him. So we might not even be able to get on our own property, and I guess that's part of the whole adventure. So let's see what happens. Well, we thought we'd try to be as efficient as possible and line up meetings with an architect and an excavator when we went down there for the closing. But it turns out COVID restrictions dropped in Illinois, and a whole bunch of state and federal contracts opened up for that architectural firm. A real blessing for them, but they don't have time for a small project like ours. And he was very honest, very kind, but yeah, they just had to drop us. So
and there's no other architects in the area who will do residential.
They don't do residential. So we wanted to meet with the excavator, but we didn't really have a plan because we didn't have an architect. So he came out, and what we realized after getting the truck stuck is what we really need right now is a driveway. So the excavator was very helpful in that, although he got called out on a hazmat project in India, and hazmat projects don't wait. You got to get them cleaned up now. So he's going to help us out, but a little bit delay there. So we can't really do anything because it's a mud bog.
Well, we got in here and got everything unloaded. It rained, and now we are stuck in the middle of nowhere. Even 4-wheel drive can't get us out, so we may have to go meet the neighbors.
Well, I guess it's a good thing that that barn over there has a lot of piles of wood in it, because we're going to put it in these ruts right here so we can get the trailer out.
Now be careful, check for nails. If we blow a tire, we're done for. Yeah. Well. Yes.
Alright, where should I put this? In front?
Back needs to go that way.
Should we put like a stick on there?
Well, first, the good news, we closed on the property and it's now ours. And we went back, we unloaded the trailer, and unfortunately, the trailer got stuck real bad. And actually, the neighbor even tried to come help us out, but it's a futile cause. So the trailer is stuck down there. We locked it up, and we're heading home. So this is going to add another full trip down here, and probably quite a bit of work to try to get that trailer out of there, and then and get back down. But you know, things happen, and you just got to keep positive.
Meanwhile, back at the farm, we've had some good and bads happen. Over the last few weeks, we got the house on the market and everything was ready, but I quickly realized it was going to be a huge challenge showing the house and keeping it show ready at all times while we had a family living in it. So we moved out into the RV. This was a great opportunity to get a sample of RV life and to realize where we needed to minimize even more, and some of the challenges of living in such a tight space was very eye-opening. At some points, the house was showing 2 and 3 times a day, every day, for about a week, actually. thank the Lord, we were very quickly put under contract. So the good news is, as of actually yesterday, we were able to move back into the house because our house is under contract to close in a few weeks. In the interim, though, we got the bad news. Our horse Grace, if you followed our channel for any length of time, she's been here rehabbing for about 2 years. And since we sold our team, Grace was going to be the horse that got us through the first few months on the farm as our main horsepower. And unfortunately, her recent vet check came back not as expected. And the vet said it was time to basically put her into a life of retirement. She had pretty much progressed as much as she was going to. And sadly, I had to give her up. So I still don't talk about her much.
But we found a great home.
We did find a good home.
Yeah.
And amazingly enough, you know, God just puts people in your path. And this was a lady who actually lives like 30 minutes from the new farm.
Real close.
So I will be able to visit with her one day. But the lady also has a camel.
Joe.
Joe the camel.
You got to meet Joe.
Ruth got to meet him.
Yeah. What do you say, Joe? Do you talk at all?
Yes, he does. He's very vocal. Speak to us, Joe. Speak to us.
Ruth, he's taller than you,
Yeah, I think so.
but he likes you. I think
Pretty
he likes
sure you could walk right underneath him, Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could. I mean, look at that. That belly's pretty high. Oh, you saying hi to me too? Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Nice
camel
nostrils.
kisses. He
Look at
loves.
that.
There's your lead rope.
You don't spit like.
Another huge change we had around here is that our oldest, our 16-year-old son, went off to college. Now, yeah, it's summer. So because he's part of an early admissions program, they offer an opportunity to come down for the summer as part of a work program. And he decided to take full advantage of that. But that gave me and a few of the kids the opportunity to go play at the beach because he's down in Pensacola.
So moving into an RV is different than camping in an RV. Realize when you're camping, there's like an end in sight, like a week or 3 days or something like that. And you can just throw everything in a trash can. Well, we're not doing that. We're actually preparing to live in it. So not a bunch of paper plates and stuff like that. Very small, confined space.
Germs spread really
Germs
fast.
spread really fast. We all one kid got sick, and we all got sick pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
We're still
But,
suffering the effects of that one.
But this is a good lead-in because, again, we still do have the house. Aiden actually went down to stay with Grandma and Grandpa for a couple of weeks, so that was good. We're putting 6 people in there instead of 8, so that's always good. Okay, so we're running through a timeline now. Hopefully get a driveway in about 2 weeks. That'll allow us to get a shipping container down there so we can actually, probably a week or 2 after that, move the RV down there and the property will be secure. We can't bring a whole lot down there because there's no one there to watch it. So we kind of want it secure, but when we move, everything is going. Lumber mill and everything. We hope to get a cabin up by fall, and that way we have a lot more space to live in. Now,
At the same time, one of our priorities is going to be getting our Mustangs going again.
yes.
We'll kind of be doing this hand in hand because now that we lost Grace, we need a horse. We're actually going to be eventually getting a horse treadmill to help power everything. So
stay tuned
that's
for
going to
that
be
one.
something to watch.
Yeah.
But we got to get a Mustang trained up and ready to use it. So that'll be going as well.
Here we go.
We've reached the point where we are downsized on all the animals. We're loading up our round pen into the trailer, and he's going to be taking it to the new property tomorrow. This will be our second load down.
So Ruth and I are here unloading panels, and in the interest of permaculture, we decided we were going to take 4 little tomato plants from Redgate Farm and put them in this tiny little clearing. We have 50 acres here. 49.9 is in the shade, and there's a dead tree here, so there's a little beam of light coming through. So she's actually going to plant these little tomato plants and water them, and they're probably going to die or be eaten by the deer. But you know what? This officially is the first garden at Redgate Farm Part 2. Ruth, what do you have to say?
It may work or it may not.
Oh, that's prophetic. That is prophetic.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this week's video.
Please subscribe if you haven't yet, and leave a comment because we read through every single one of them. We'll see you next week.